Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
After the collapse of the Newtown building that claims the life of some church members, we received a lot of reaction from Ghanaians saying a whole lot of things about the collapsing of the building and the state of the building at those times, involving the current MP in Parliament for Nima, Baba Jamal, who is also out saying everybody knows the building will one day collapse. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what he said and what Agbana has also come out to say, condemning such words from some Ghanaians.
So we decided na I know their name come greatly, but sometimes this is the way Yama politics. I did call your program one your society more and more because we understand Baba Jamal and Associates. We will do that as a social project, but your approach is no, na politics na baby. And the answer enemy who say. Omo ababe sa world, but that is a story for another day. Kwame, edana kasaro de biara teachers be brewo school mu wa ombedi me dance say anytime me pie na mu ze nkoda e di ago osade no I warn them say they should be careful because kwame ko hu edana na hu pila no wa unye mezi gwa na hu pila zo gwa. And now, engineer, brother, pillars, only the pillars with no papa. Ucha and no papa. And you have always the one, especially, Kwame. Now, one for your sorrow or building new bar. The beer, first floor. The beer, American, say, the beer, coffee, as already done with another papa. Because, may understand me say, since 2012, the CCO. 2012, and you see Dan CEO. And you see skeleton is one, Sabi. In Shubru from my family, all those things. It is immediate, a boy need the Kwame, and never one. But the other Daniel and there. It's school day. It's school day. It's school day. And a very problem because the be a minimum sending Quadani nature building was here. Na Sabi Omkra Omfim Nipa Miensa and the film come in as an Gatua. Nipa Miensa. Na say your town was since 2012. Yet the bicycle Sidayo. Ya I know she this is say. I be Nipa. And then I do, but I send there, they say, NADMO, police, soldier, Omine Gua, no more try some back clear debris, no. And then the young ones, the guys, many, ye clear, a whole in Nebu Buddha, Nasa, BBF. But we could have done this earlier. Because nearby, the area host them, but also is them as a country.
Now, Alaji, a boy, ye, a man for say, somebody must be held responsible for Sadia SCA. His son said, one, a mass wine contract. Two, Nipakron Okohe said, Adiana Casano, was structural integrity. Three, Adiano, Ecosi send ye John, one man is insane. What's Sabe Pim said, CAC.
Family, I agree completely that somebody must be responsible. I agree, sir. There must be an immediate investigation. Ministry of Education, together with Ministry of Interior, must institute some investigation into this thing. Now, we are Ojai Dani Siho, the buyer, across all these since 2012 or so. No, what is the problem? I think somebody must be held responsible. And I mean, I agree completely. Say a Dan Krame Dina Pilas, who certified it? from them to almost at the ground floor, I go first floor, I go second floor. Why end a man who can say, "Yenye a dime BCC"? So I think there, Kwame, I agree with the people there. There must be somebody because I go. Ya can say, "Nipa means sa na eko Kwame." Nothing is done. We don't learn any lesson from it. Are we ready to even say, get some projects in abandoning no? Because one of the best policies are me who say a buy we buy a wire and say a common funds called the coin. More locate about 20% or so say abandoned projects here in Congo, which is very good. But in this particular instance, when we start taking advantage, near future get fund projects, they are abandoned projects across the country, and we go and look at them. Is it near or structure integrity? The it can stand the test of time. If it can't, you move from and sana akokum nipa. And this is the situation. I think that I agree with those people.
Alaji, baako bi mu a mepese ye hwe ne se. Award contractor ye award man nipa bi mu. Mostly no, wo behwe ma behwe mu school dan akwan no ne ade no. Da bia ebeye party chairman, aye party chairman ya asumasi, anya asumasi a constituency organizer, no me sa ade see the party from a ho a entimi for store the recurrence of this anima ihu.
Whoever it is, must be held responsible. And no problem to your party chairman or a contractor. Over to your party officer or your rules or your will be out the business here. Your party void and just will be in Juma, be out in Juma. So it is not about the party or it's not about the brand or whatever. It must be cut across whoever or yes, if only it is the negligence of somebody or the wrongdoing of somebody, anybody at all should be responsible. It doesn't matter, or a party chairman, or a party secretary, that's a wire body. The law should not be a respecter of a person. The law must be generally applied. And to say, Obi Ayebonia is not about his party affiliation. It's about, because we're in America, if you 2012 for Kwame, and then no, we should be able to go back and see what has happened.
I see. Now, Alali, so far, Uba yes no, he said to say a constituency. I also east.
Oh, Kwame, Namiadum, Bibia Ada, when you say, we swear me in Beton Granimu Precope. Because not Parliament is about to rise. And the Parliament be rising so and Jumano Ebusupa. And for the last week, dear, Kwame, we Fifia and Opatena, Yaba G and Adjutant. Because Ukotranwa, what was Mubreki maybe 1 hour. Bakwa and the Mubayano Masamba. So it was a baptism of fire because na bibia enam kwemwa na pressure no way so that and the bibia koso na me ando break it for 3 weeks into my back concerns here me to nyama and say kra many assembly management for Asia or Nima and many party for inance every change in brain. So I'm putting in place all this because I need to update myself. Once you told me so about 3 weeks, and I'm now improving my with skills and see what is there, taking stock of Nema, the predecessor Njaye, baby wire kudru, Nyametiniaye. And so, Kwame, generally, no, it's good, it's nice. Parliament is into the Sebe Parliament, so I'm not a new person in that environment. I've settled in properly. We are already working. It looks good, it's interesting. And the estate minister of Buayana is me assume my and that couldn't
Yene Yaminti Yanawasi.
I mean, Mr. Mr.
Yes, yeah, that's Alhaji Baba Jamal. Any I don't know what train come. Okay,
At this point, I would like you to join me listening to what Edem Agbana also has to say about what happened there and what people are saying and condemning such action, and also charge the authorities that is responsible to prevent those things from happening. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what he said, and after that, I would like you to make your own judgment. Put your comments at the comment section. Subscribe and also share to others to watch as well. Thank you.
Let me say good morning to you once again and to my brothers on the panel and to our cherished viewers across the world, especially to the good people of Ketu North. And Roland, let me also say that the rainfall, heavy downpour on Saturday evening affected parts of my constituency. Parts of Tajevu were flooded, parts of Joje were flooded, some buildings collapsed, some people lost their source of livelihood and others. And so I spent yesterday morning visiting some of them to ascertain the situation and see how we can help. We've placed some calls to NADMO, and hopefully by close of today and throughout the week, some compensations and support will be given to some victims of the flooding. And that relates to this whole issue of our assemblies and how our communities are planned, who is really responsible for inspecting these structures to ensure that disasters like what happened yesterday at Accra Newtown does not repeat itself. Roland, I begin by sending my condolences to the families of the bereaved, and also my prayers are with those who are injured. But Roland, too often, one disaster strikes, these tragedies occur, we come here, we offer our condolences, we call for investigations, committees are established, and we don't hear anything about it again, and the next one strikes again. That must stop. We must get to a point where we take some of these issues serious. Lawyer Dankwa has raised the issue of the constitutional mandate of people in power or government to ensure that lives are protected at all costs. Roland, what happened yesterday was not fate. It was failure. Failure of the system. And when it happened, I've seen comments, even on social media. People say, oh, we have seen this building. It has been like that. People say we pass by that building daily. And we've always known that a day like this would come and all of that. The first question we need to ask is that who are the people working in the assembly? What is their responsibility? Is it that none of them? Because I am told this building has been up there for since 2012. That's what they are saying. I cannot confirm. But per the reports and what we are reading on social media, this building has been in that state since 2012. Why? Are they not charging property rates? Is nobody doing inspection?
Especially at the assembly
and who
level.
permits at the assembly level? And who permits the use of such a structure, uncompleted building, for public activities like church services? Who permits that? And now we are hearing an instruction was issued about a month ago not to use that building. Who followed up to ensure that that instruction was complied with? We cannot keep failing citizens in this manner. Roland, look, it could happen to anyone. We go to church services, we get invited for programs, and you attend all this. Anyone could have been trapped in this. And yesterday I watched some very heartbreaking videos. There was a particular woman who was trapped, and she was screaming, asking for water. Her hand was out, asking for water to drink. Roland, we cannot, the system cannot continue failing citizens in this manner. People must be held responsible. Who are those in charge of the engineering or the works department. And every assembly, every district assembly has works department. We have works committees. Some of the assembly members are members of the works committee. Who is the assembly member for the area? Has the person ever reported that this building, the way I see it, the way it is, how it is being used, it poses a threat to the users? So we must move beyond the talk, because Roland, no statement, whether it comes from the president, whether it comes from the UN Secretary General, no statement of condolence can replace the void that the tragedy will create in families. Somebody's mother is gone. Somebody's father is gone. A statement can come, but this statement can never fill the vacuum that these things will create. And we seem to accept these things as normal. They okay. We talk about it, the media will discuss it, 2-3 days, it is over, burial service is organized, and everybody goes back to business. And these same structures are there. Last night, a constituent of mine sent me a message on Facebook that we have a similar building in my constituency. This morning, before I got here, I instructed one of my assembly engineers that go inspect it. If it is something really that poses a threat, make sure it is locked. I'm told it's also a private school. So we must begin to take the hard decisions. Things that will protect lives. Things that will save this. This system cannot continue failing people. Roland, it's very sad. Yesterday, watching the videos, and while we commend the response, the swift response from the police, the fire service, I saw Interior Minister, Education Minister, and many others visited. All of them were on site trying to ensure that people are rescued. But beyond these things, while we comment, beyond these things, preventive measures must always be taken. Roland, we always talk about the district assemblies. These assemblies, everyone, people say we should elect them, people say we should appoint them, and what have you. But whether appointed or elected, there are enough structures in our assemblies to ensure that things like this do not occur. I'm telling you that
if they were working daily.
If they were working effectively. If they were working effectively. Go to the assemblies and go and find out the number of engineers that are being paid monthly. The number of people working on the works department. Why? This building, as people are saying, the structure has been a threat for so long now. Is it a case that none of the people in the assembly saw that? We have unit committee members. So right from the bottom all the way to the top, the system has failed the people that that we lost yesterday. And we must be very frank about some of these things that, Roland, it is a system that failed the people. This is never about faith. Nobody should come and tell me they were worshiping and they died, they will go to heaven, what have you. The system failed them. And I think that we need to start punishing people for failure to do their work. But you see, we will come, the long speeches, statements will be flying all over, and after that, we are back to business as usual. Meanwhile, the people who have lost their lives, their families will live with the pain, they will live with the void, they will live with all the challenges that this thing issue comes with. We remember the Malcolm disaster and many others. This is not the first time buildings are collapsing or uncompleted structures are collapsing in this country. And in many of these cases, the structures, even though they are not completed, they are in use. Who permits the usage of the facilities when clearly they are not completed? Who permits that? Why do you have to go for permits before you put up a building? It is because the assembly is supposed to ensure that where you are citing the project and even how it is being done, it is done well. And we don't check all these things. Then we keep failing our citizens. Roland, I am pained. I am pained because who knows? Anyone close, a family member, and I have lost close family members. I buried my dad about 8 years ago. And I know the pain of losing a loved ones. And it will even be more painful when the person just left home and said, I'm going to church, I'll be back. Then all you hear in the news is that your parent or your family member has been trapped in a building that collapsed. Something that could have been prevented if authorities were doing the right thing. The local assembly must be held responsible, and moving forward, all assemblies across this country should take this issue serious. Roland, this must come to an end. Too often they happen, we issue statement, talk, then we are back to business. That must not be repeated.